Hello, dear friends. This reflection is the fruit of personal experience. Opinion piece. Stress-free living. Children of pardon. The demon of worry. The art of letting go. How not to get bitter. The art of indifference. How to have horchata blood. It doesn't mean lack of empathy. How not to worry about anything. How to walk the soul through the body. How sad is the human condition. Let's start. I have admired and even envied hippies all my life because they had something I lacked and couldn't achieve. They were able to live without stress, in peace, love and harmony 25 hours a day in a state of relaxation without worrying about anything, while I was educated in harness in demanding myself in excellence and perfectionism, in demanding more every day at work to achieve a perfect work. Not only do my parents, your teachers, your doctors, your priests, and your bosses at work want you to worry about everything, but also the television puts you in the mood and worry in your body at meal times. To that your food is indigestible, but we can go against everyone if we want to be free and have the courage to break the chains of fear. It is clear that you cannot relax when you have to fulfill a job or support family, but retirement should be the most appropriate time to achieve this goal, and few achieve it because they die stressed until the last day. The problem is that relaxation doesn't make money, and everyone needs to survive in their profession, because money doesn't fall down the chimney or grow on trees. How sad is the human condition. Excellence at work is the ideal of our competitive society, but it is an ideal that slowly kills you and leads you to a state of neurosis and tachycardia and dependence on coffee, because you never get the insight you are looking for, and you always find fault in your work, which produces state of dissatisfaction and permanent suffering that is contrary to happiness. Experience. When I had moments of lucidity, my inner child would cry at such demands on myself. My recent tachycardia was a warning that something was wrong, and my repetitive dreams in a jail showed me the jail that I myself had built to lock myself in, because I asked for help to get out of a trap that was killing me. In moments of lucidity, I realized how hard I was on myself, and I told to myself that I had enough of being so demanding. This lucidity made me sleep better and took all kinds of worries away from me. I was wondering if I really needed to be so worried about everything, and realizing how mean I was to myself. Every time I relaxed in childhood, they reproached me that I had taken nut milk or horchata blood, or that my soul was walking through my body. I am the son of a very competitive middle class where professional success is highly valued, perhaps too much, and that is the programming that is so hard for me to get rid of. Philosophy. I fell in love with instant philosophy because it taught just the opposite of what I had been programmed to do. Alan Watts was my bookish guru, just like Thomas Merton or Daisaru Suzuki. But traditional Japanese Zen, as I lived it, reinvigorated my demands, because it is extremely hard in its discipline. I needed something more feminine and relaxed, like Osho's Hindu philosophy, where I began to find meaning in life. Buddhism I also found too masculine, but full of wisdom. But of course, all this was more external than internal searches. The decisive moment comes when you realize what a kid you are with yourself and you say to yourself, for now that's enough with so much worry, and if the world ends tomorrow I don't care, because I'm not going to worry. At that time you sleep great like a baby and wake up refreshed and regenerated. I have recounted this personal experience in case it may be useful to someone who has been educated and programmed in the harshness of the demand just like me. Full moon. The Aquarius full moon in early August has an influence like Mars and Mercury, so you can use initiative and determination to turn your thoughts into action. This full moon coincides with Mars trine Jupiter, indicating successful actions. But Mercury, opposite Saturn, brings pessimism and suggests that patience and planning are essential to achieve your strongest desires. It brings serious conversations and thoughts, but also the potential for bad news, criticism, frustration, pessimism, sadness, and difficulty communicating. Mars trine Jupiter brings optimism. This aspect indicates good fortune and successful actions. It makes you competitive, courageous, optimistic, and willing to take risks to fulfill your wishes. It gives positive energy, confidence, and enthusiasm to overcome Mercury in opposition to the depressing and restrictive influence of Saturn. This combination can work very well if you seriously think about the consequences of your daring actions. The influence of the full moon on August 1st lasts for 2 weeks until the new moon on August 16th. This warning moon phase is good for the releasing, letting go, resting, healing, regenerating, contemplating, meditating, fasting, ordering, harvesting, planning, and cutting hair. A full moon is influenced by the previous new moon. The new moon on July 17th was also with Mars, giving energy, initiative, and courage, but it also created a lot of anger, resentment, and frustration. It reinforces the need to focus on hard work with self-discipline, patience, and determination. Door of the Lion. On July 22nd, we have entered the solar cycle of Leo. This is the day celebrated by millions of people around the world and the feast of Mary Magdalene. Microwave syndrome is on the rise as exposure to electromagnetic fields increases. In 1971, the Naval Medical Research Institute published its findings on the negative effects of this radiation. Health issues include, but are not limited to, insomnia, arrhythmia, malaise, ringing in the ears and head, along with headache, dizziness, and migraine. Fifth dimension. How to enter the fifth dimension according to Aurora Ray. When you wake up in the morning, take a moment to recognize that you are on your way to a new reality. You'll wake up one morning and say, "There is something different about me," and that will be the day you have reached the fifth dimension. The easiest way to move into a 5D reality is to focus on the positive changes that have occurred within you recently. These changes can be subtle or they can be huge, but they are all signs of an emerging higher frequency. Tune in to these positive changes, and as you do, you will begin to attract more experiences that reflect this higher frequency. Or you can tune in to the higher frequency of the music. Sound harmony is an expression of the soul, so it can help you connect with your own soul, and feel more at home in the universe. The new world has arrived, the fifth dimension of consciousness and spirituality, and you are part of it. The light that is being sent from the sun and the stars is changing your genetic code. It allows you to evolve towards a higher level of spirituality and consciousness. Economy. Shortage of rice in India announces its export ban. According to Cryon, through Lee Carroll, they have attacked your financial system in the last 5 years to try to make them fair and eliminate as much greed as possible. Today's historians will say that this would have been an impossible situation in the past, since large sums of money were considered untouchable. However, you disturbed the nest and began to plant the seeds of a better system. This recession is a big money reset. It's not over either, as the old system has to recreate itself. Perhaps you have noticed that bankers are confused. It doesn't matter that the government says they are allowed to do or how much money they are given to do it. They are not doing it. They are frozen in the vacuum of a new paradigm and don't know how to operate. That should show how new and uncertain these changes are, like anything seen before. Sign. If you believe the corporate media, the economy is doing absolutely fine as we begin to traverse the second half of 2023. Even though inflation is out of control, the commercial real estate market is in free fall, corporate bankruptcies are on the rise, and big companies are making massive layoffs. Here are signs that the mainstream media is not telling you the truth about the economy, according to Michael Snyder. When the economy is good, there is a huge demand for trucks, but when the economy is tanking, trucking companies get into serious trouble. The number of large corporate debt defaults so far this year has already exceeded the total for 2022. Experts have warned of a wave of defaults that will hit the economy for some time due to higher interest rates. Keep increasing the cost of living. The price of vehicle repair has increased by almost 20% in the last 12 months. Foreclosures have skyrocketed for the second year in a row. We are in the early stages of the worst commercial real estate crisis. The number of job cuts in the first half of this year was 2.5 times greater than in the first half of last year. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.